Mama ever say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Me mo biara kwa ba eba PENDREAM TV. Say na your first time or subscribe to channel and click the notification bell on so. Like ejumadi no na share ma afofron so ensa enkabi. Na day in day out no more revelation about Sgsmålen dapa. Nensema trende ewo social media no na asa eba betuja. Na yansa kan audio bia ye pese wo betie. Na watche wadwen ewo comment section. Na answer na betie audio no mayentie interview a yeko grante ye ewo mpesati a bibia Smålen dapa represent omo na ensem way na omo kafa nensema trende ewo social media no ho.
Go yes kan ya chewa. Ye de na me come out.
As they say and bibia any evidence we yes kan.
Ye de woni evidence ye de evidence ye won say wo mo aye. If you call sanitation minister kra even zoom la your car, on for driver ni kwa go kra won pesati a. Ye nya ni pa kwa kra. Na vera asema to a open pesati for mo a. Obie mo zu ba mo fe nipa ete obie nu obeka bia ma no. Ye nim no me kra mu ne da. Oba hello ni achi wa be ye hello ago kodam
Yeto aba edepe impuntu weye ensema eye anemanfo a oda omoano ede atudwa na yento a yensem ne so
days you remember, and then the PNDC etc. And so they seem to have gotten the values of not always hoarding their money or depositing their money in the bank etc. You are surprised, eh? It's part of the 800,000.
Who didn't Rolling sound?
Okay, great. So is that a good justification?
What about the CPP that Rollins took us out
Exactly. Is that a good justification?
That is not. I mean, they should stop giving frivolous
I don't
reasons.
think that is an official statement from any party, like the MPP.
Right. I haven't said it as an. I'm saying as part of the latest argument we're getting defending this.
Yeah, but
I didn't mention the MPP.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Like some communicate. I've heard about the inheritance and all that. Good morning to you, Roland. Good morning to my sisters, and good morning to your viewers, and good morning to my CPP comrades. Roland, you see some of the issues going around this is not tenable. I mean, it doesn't. People are sympathetic. They want to justify it, but it's not tenable. What I think we shouldn't, delve or run into is the fact that to say categorically that it is corruption.
Nobody has said it all.
You hear people talking about.
Okay, so let me put a scenario before you, and you're a very experienced person, so I'll put a scenario before you. If you look at some of the media houses, they decided to go to Kumasi, and they did a sampling of the Vox Pop or the citizens there. And averagely, we know that Kumasi is a hub for voting for the ruling party, and that is true. If you look at some of the content and the opinion they have, it is the perception, and it is the perception that feeds into collecting data for the corruption perception index. For which, if you look at how the government of Addo has performed since it came into office, it's been dipping.
You see, the point is that we need to see Auntie Cecilia or Mrs. Dapa herself hasn't done well for herself.
How? Because
she hasn't come out to explain how she came by the money. So there is a lot of speculation around the activity. She should be able, the first press conference she brought, I thought she would add more information instead of saying that there are inconsistencies in the narrative out there. She should have told us more about how she came by the money since it has become public. The issue that is also of consequence is the fact that why did she take it to court? You need to look at it very well that if the money is illegal, why did she take it to court? Because court is an open place. There are sniffer dogs around sniffing for information every day. Sniffer dogs, as in politicians, dogs as in inverted commas, sniffing for information. There are journalists around. So why did she take the thing to an open court? These are questions that we have to ask, and these are questions that she has to come and answer. She's left so much room for speculation. But the issue here is that if the issue is in court, why has the OSP2 come in? To do what? Is he coming in so that she's protected or what? I mean, why? Because once you are an issue in court, you be a witness. and the court will ask you how you came by the money to prove to everybody that truly the money that has been stolen is mine. So whatever transactions that brought the money to you, those transactions will be made bare. So why has the OSP also come into the matter? Maybe it's within his purview. As it stands now, Cecilia Dapa is also a private citizen because she has resigned. She's no longer a politically exposed person. So why is the OSP interested? Once the CID is there, the police is there, why is he interested? Why did he just come in like that? And this thing was, the whole saga of this money issue started in 2022. Why is it becoming a matter today? Who has brought it to the fore? Who has an interest? Who is using it as a tool of distraction? Because truly, something that happened in 2022, we are in 2023. I heard June 2022, the matter happened. It went to court. So who has brought it up at this time? That everybody is following it. And we are not halting to see what is being hidden, that they are using this one as a cover-up. Because it does not make sense. Nothing makes sense in this whole business. But Roland, the most important aspect of it is the fact that a public servant at that level is aiding in the exercise to weaken the strength of our city. Because if you keep such dollars, your currency in dollars at home, it means you are weakening the strength of our city, the economy. And for me, that is what is important, because the Bank of Ghana governor was lamenting that because of this kind of attitude, I mean, we are having issues with our CD depreciating every time. But within your own circle of government, there's some people or somebody keeping money. Is it that the government themselves, they've lost trust in
You mean the key members of the government?
The key members of the government. They've lost trust in our currency, so they prefer to keep their money in dollars.
Big question.
And that is key. Have they, I mean, they don't believe in our CD anymore, and that they have to keep their money in dollars, whilst we, the poor ones, keep our money in CDs. That is the question. Because we are looking at different currencies. We have the euro, which is a foreign hard currency. We have the dollar, and they are saying that there is more. So does it mean that all these years, government officials are keeping the money in dollars? So are they not also part of the depreciation? Because we are always blaming the Nigerians, the black market people. Now this is more black market than
indeed. Most of them were rounded up within that period, September, October,
yes.
November,
not
December.
Knowing the
apparently money was available.
Yes, not knowing the real black market was happening in the rooms of our politicians.
You can't generalize. It's
No,
just
no.
an issue about one
No,
person.
but
So it is unfair for you to say government officials.
Please write it down.
Yeah.
Write your points
Yeah.
down.
No, because you see, yesterday I came across a story of a lawyer who has lost money in dollars.
A presidential staffer, you said.
I didn't even know.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know that it was a presidential staffer. Then later on, I just chanced on the fact that the person is a presidential staffer and a lawyer, a legal something in. So I'm like, what's going on? In a space of about 2 weeks, 2 government people are losing money. And it is very, very essential that we let the government understand that this is Ghana that we have, and we need to be careful how they conduct themselves. Assets declaration should be key. That before you take any public office, you should be made to declare your assets. And for the ministers, it should be a prerequisite for vetting and passing through vetting successfully. And when you are exiting, there should be an exit asset declaration. And it should be asset declaration not only for yourself, for your children, for your wife, for your husband, everybody around you close. So that you see, it is also good because so that everybody will know who is what and what you have financially. It does not mean that if you are a politician, you should be poor. I heard people talking about some perfumes that Madam has
and bags.
Kente, and Madam
Suits.
has that was stolen. $95,000 and all that. You see, we need to be very careful not to label politicians as poor. That you are poor and you go into politics and you become rich. There are people who have their money already and they go into politics. There are people who have their, even in politics, they have their businesses. So that's why I'm saying she's too quiet. She should come out and tell us. We shouldn't wait for, you see, the moment you let's assume that she's even exonerated, there will be question marks.
From which point?
From the OSP that, oh, the money is hers. She should have come to tell us from the very beginning that this is my own money, I got it A, B, C, D from here. And why didn't she also use the banks? Then it means that the government officials, this is an example, have lost trust in our banking system because some people lost money during the banking sector cleanup. People have lost money now. They are even afraid to put their money in the bank as in dollars because they are not even sure that if I need money for a certain transaction, I will get it. So is that what it is? That the two key sectors of the economy, people who are in government are not interested in taking part of it. Whilst we partake of the services of the banks, we partake in using the CD as a medium of exchange as financially, the people in government are not. These are things that we should look at. For the fact that she's kept money at home, that one is not the best for somebody of her stature. It's as if, I mean, even for people to steal money in your house and you don't recognize that money is being stolen, it's problematic.
What do you make of the explanation? 800,000 for the brother, giving to the mother, both have died. Funeral donations, personal monies, etc., etc.
You see, personal monies, funeral donations, as they are still money. And you know, keeping money at home is not safe. I heard Johnny saying this morning that you can have a contingent of military men in your house, so you can be robbed. So even keeping money in the house is not safe. And keeping money to the extent that it is open, transparent. Your house helps to know that you have this amount of money, and even more, it is dangerous because they are human beings. They are human beings. So they will be attracted to the money. Because for somebody to be stealing money, it means the money has been left ajar. It is not even in a safe that is locked. Because if it's in a safe that is locked, certainly it will be very difficult for somebody to decide to steal. But now the problem too is that we have left the side of the thieves.
And before the court.
Yes, but everybody's focus is on.
How is that a subject matter
it is a subject
for
matter.
A politically exposed person?
A politically exposed person is also a human being.
Yeah, but that's why the court is dealing with it.
I am saying that we have to also talk about house helps who steal from their masters. It is something that is going on. People are suffering it and they are quiet.
Some say that's a diversion by way of the argument.
Why is it a diversion? Why?
I mean, the matter is before the court, so the court
it does not matter
the offenses
because it has happened.
And honestly appropriated.
Yes, it has happened because and it is a human interest matter. Well, all of us sitting here, everybody, unless that you are not that busy, you have somebody help, either a help that comes and goes or a help that lives with you. And it is very common. People are not talking about it. They keep quiet because Ghanaians are losing a lot of their items because of house helps. And the danger that is associated with it, I think there should be a way for us to deal with it. As for Auntie Cecilia or Mrs. Dapa, it has come to this road, and the OSP says that he's going to brief us and tell us whatever the outcome of the investigations will be. And I do not think that with the anxiety of the public, he should keep long.
The OSP.
Yes,
he should expedite.
Yeah, he shouldn't keep us waiting because we need to get to the bottom of the matter. Whether it is an inheritance, whether it is a donation, whether it is money that was taken or some cuts, rough road in quotes that was taken out of the 43 million, whether it is her own cedis that she has changed into dollars over time, because even that is problematic. So he should let us know exactly what the situation is and not leave us anxious as we are.
The argument has been made about whether the OSP should have taken interest in this. If you look at what the Act says and you go to section 3(1)(b), investigate and prosecute allegations of corruption and blah 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 of political officers, politically exposed persons, etc. The OSP is right, is it not?
He is right.
And so Ghanaians have that right to have that perception, the conclusion they make.
Sure. So first of all, I want to say that in the first place, in the courts, Madam Cecilia is a complainant and not the accused. But simply because she's a politically exposed person and a public servant, it has taken a different direction. And when it comes to the OSP, as you have rightly put it out there, the OSP doesn't need a complainant to investigate matters of this matter. And he has made it clear on several occasions that it's an independent, the office is an independent body. They don't need anyone to tell them what to do. So whatever the OSP is doing, he's not directed by anybody to do it, but he's doing it as an independent body. So first of all, when the issue came up, Madam Cecilia came out with a statement saying that there are inconsistencies and at the right time she will come out with a full disclosure. But as it stands right now, she's being investigated. For someone to say that she should have come to tell us the
what do you
source
make of that
money,
statement? Inconsistencies.
Yeah, because
you put that in a statement, it means that people had different interpretations.
People took the charge sheet and then they were making submissions. But eventually, we realized that whatever was on the charge sheet the money wasn't only for her, but the report was made by herself and the husband. That's not true. It was made by her and the husband. So some of the money was for her and some was for the husband. So she came out with the statement that there were inconsistencies. So as to what the inconsistencies are, we will not be able to tell until she comes out herself to tell us what the inconsistencies are. But the point I'm making right now is that she's currently under investigation. So whatever inconsistencies she was referring to, I am sure she will answer to the OSP and any other body that is interested in the matter. And at the right time, it will come out. And like my sister is saying, we all believe that the OSP will expedite the action and then come out with the briefing to the public so that people will know what exactly the issues are instead of the speculations in the media. I want to say that so far, with all of these reasons being assigned, I want to state categorically that there hasn't been any official statement from the MPP. Whether they are funeral donations, they are from the brother or whatever. I think I watched Good Evening Ghana and it was done by Paul Addo Ochre. Those are not official statements from the party. And as to whether Madam Cecilia was the one who took...
What about the funeral donation by an MC?
Anybody...
Eha PENDREAM TV. Subscribe to channel and click the notification bell. So like it, Jumadino na share what join our comment section. You be share in the next video. Macro.
Mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Now so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.